So I just wanted to yap about discipline for a bit today. I've only got 2 slides in this presentation, but it'll probably add some more as we go. But I was thinking earlier today how to want something so bad that discipline becomes easy. Because we all have goals in our lives. We all, if you're watching this video, you've probably already written down the things that you want. You've established, I want to, grow a business. I want to build my physique. I want to quit watching porn, whatever the goals that you have. I want to get good at an instrument or a sport, or whatever it could be. You have your goals, but when it gets hard is when you got to use your discipline and you're not exactly leveled up in that. And I've got a video on discipline that you can check that out on my channel too. It's a long form video just before this one. But you can also want something so bad that discipline becomes easy. You can have such a strong desire for something that it doesn't really take all that much mental work or leveling up to be disciplined to do it, because you just have such a big hunger for it. And the first step in doing that is to sort of rethink your goals. I filmed a short on this earlier today. You probably won't find it on the channel if you're watching this video a few days after this video goes live. My shorts are scheduled for about a month in the future. I'm really locked in with those. But this is the sort of thing that I spoke about in that video, and it's kind of, you got to rethink your goals, because the way you have your goals set and what you have written down for your goals isn't exactly enough to make you want something so bad that discipline will become easy. Let's say, we're talking money here. Let's say you want to make money because you saw a video, could be a video like this one or whatever, Andrew Tate, Hamza, Iman Bugaji, whatever, Alex Hormozi, all of these guys on the internet, and they're telling you all these things about money, the importance of making money, and they're like, you got to make money, you got to grind, you got to work hard, you need to buy money because it's going to change your life, you need to get good at this, and it's hyping you up, and you want to make money, you want to get good at it. But the thing is where does that goal come from? That goal didn't come from within you, and that's the important thing about goals. They have to come, your goals have to come from you. Alright, that's you. This is you. The goals have to come from you. They can't come from, someone else that you're seeing on the phone. Right? The goals has to come from you. If your goals come from this guy over here, the goal of making money, like I said, you're watching these videos and they're telling you about all that stuff. You can have a strong desire for money. They can tell you all the benefits of making money, all the important things about it and how just useful it is to have money in life and have wealth, especially as a man. They can tell you all of that stuff. But when that desire for money doesn't come from you, it doesn't really take on that strong effect that you can want something so bad that discipline will become easy. The problem is that it just doesn't come from you. It comes from them. And they can hype you up about it. You can feel motivated about it, and you can get really strong in it for a few days. But when that goal doesn't come from inside, it is really hard to sort of, manifest itself into life, into reality. And that's when rethinking your goals comes in. Now, I'm not telling you to reject the idea of making money and to just give up on it entirely. What I'm saying is you got to come and, this goal of making money, instead of looking at it from this side of it, you can look at it from that side. Look at it from a different perspective is what I'm trying to tell you. Instead of making money because the guy on the internet told you, money just because, maybe supplying for your family. You got to sit down, stare at a wall for a while, pull out a journal, look at that thing and read it for a bit. Not read your journal, write in your journal. I ate too much carbs. It's frying my brain. Right? And you're going to write in this journal. And you're just going to think about the goals that you want in your life, not something that, comes from someone else, but what do you want? What do you want to achieve in your life? And you're like, you know what? In life, I want to have a strong family. I want to be able to provide for them. I want to live in a nice house, in a safe place, in a good part of the world. That goal is authentic to you. That's what you want to do. Now, your goal isn't to make money. Now, your goal is, it's not money, but now your goal is, family, right? And kids and stuff. That's your goal. It's not money anymore, but it's family. But here's the thing. How can you become the man that is able to get the nice house in the nice place, in the safe place, in the nice part of the world? Well, in order to do that, you need money, because your houses aren't free and shit like that, right? So I think we all know that by now. You got to pay a lot to do this thing, and to supply for your family. All this stuff is fucking expensive these days for some fucking reason. So either way, your goal is to make money. It's just the angle you're looking at it. Instead of looking at it as making money just, because this person on the internet fucking told me to, now it's, I'm making money because I want to supply my future family with a good life. So it's the same goal, but it's just like before, if you think of your goal like a house, right? Before that goal that you had, to make money, came from the guy on the internet, right? Like me, of course. That this is like the foundations of your house, okay? And this is like the ground and stuff, okay? Whenever you get some like big winds and stuff, it's just gonna like destroy your house, because your house is made out of fucking straw, right? The big bad wolf is gonna blow that thing down. And what the big bad wolf is when you realize shit's fucking hard, it's difficult, it's not easy to make money, and it comes in, it blows everything over, because the goal you had, the reason for making money, isn't deep enough. And then let's say you've done the thing, you've done the journaling, and you figure out you want to make it for your family. Suddenly you've got really deep foundations. You've got a very strong foundation underneath your house. It's not made of straw anymore. It's made of bricks. When you realize making money is a lot harder than you think, it's difficult, motivation dies out, you need to tune into discipline. That's a big bad wolf. He's going to come and he's going to try and blow down your fucking house. And then you remember your future family. That's the reason for achieving this goal. That's the reason you have for trying to make this thing work. When shit gets tough, you're not thinking about the guy on the internet. You're not thinking, hey, come on, bro. Remember what Andrew Tate said? He said money's important. That's not enough. The big bad wolf is going to blow your fucking house down. But then when you start thinking of your future family, when that comes from within, when that's a personal goal from you, you want to have a good family, that is going to be way, way stronger when shit gets hard. And your house is going to stay standing, and you're going to be able to stay disciplined when things get hard, because that's all discipline is. Discipline is just doing shit when it's not easy, right? When you hit, when you hit a crossroad or whatever, when you crash in the fucking pothole and it's hard and it's difficult, and you're trying to make this thing work and it's fucking doing your head in, and you don't want to do it anymore. Discipline is when you keep doing it. Discipline's when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like going to the gym, but you fucking do it anyway. That's what discipline is. Why now? Let's say you want to get fit. You want to get fit because the guy on the internet told you to get fit, or you want to get fit because it's going to prolong your lifespan by like 20 or 30 years, and it's going to make you strong enough to protect the ones that you love and to feel healthy and to live a good, there are so many fucking benefits to health. There are so many benefits to health that go beyond that of, someone on the internet telling you that it's healthy. So when you have these goals, when you have goals in your life and things you want to achieve, you have your you have your list of goals. Find out why. Why do you want these goals? Is it because someone on the internet told you? Or is this a goal that truly means something to you? And what does that goal mean to you? What will your life look like when you have it? Why are you going for this goal anyway? Are you doing it, to impress someone? Are you doing it to, fulfill a desire or to cover up something that pained you, like trauma or something? Or are you doing that goal for your future family? Or for your health and longevity? If you can find out why you want these goals, and it has to come from you. It can't come from me. It can't come from Andrew Tate. It can't come from Hamza or whatever these big influencers are these days, all these guys on Instagram and YouTube. It has to come from you. It can't come from anyone else. So spend the time journaling, thinking about it, wondering about it. And believe me, when you do that thing and you have a strong foundation for your goal, you have a strong reason for doing it, and it comes from you, motivation, kind of skyrockets, and discipline can become easy. Because when you have such a deep foundation for your goal, a real reason, and it's like a purpose, a core purpose in your life that comes from you, not something that comes from someone else. Something that really means something to you. When you have that, and shit gets tough, and motivation's low, and you feel like not doing it, all you have to do is remind yourself of why you want it. And if you want it bad enough, if you've done the thing, you've done the journaling, maybe you even have like a sheet of paper at home or whatever with a list of, you have your list of goals. Maybe you have a sheet of paper with, a list of the goal, and then you just written down like paragraphs and paragraphs about it, about what your life will look like when you have this goal. And then maybe you have like another one for another goal, and then, your other goals. Try that. Have a list, not just a list of the goals, but a list of the goals and why you want those goals. And believe me, you do that and you write down a list and you have why you want these goals. This is something that I'm going to fucking do. Like, my brain's cooking right now. It's on fire. All right? And shit gets hard and you don't feel like doing it. All you have to do is read that fucking list. And when you read that list and you know exactly why you're doing something, you're doing it for your future family, that'll light a fucking fire underneath you like no other. Especially if your reason for achieving these goals and the goals themselves come from you. They don't come from someone on the internet. Shit has to come from you. It has to come from you. And when you do that, you write the list, and that'll have you want it bad enough. The discipline becomes easy. And if you've done all this and you're still thinking, hey, it made me feel a bit more motivated, but it wasn't enough. Well, then I think you just got to keep fucking staring at a wall, mate. Maybe you stared at a wall for 5 minutes. You thought about this for, 5 minutes. You wrote down the sheet of paper in about 10, 20 minutes. How about you put an hour towards this? An hour towards figuring out why you want your goals. You probably didn't want it bad enough because it wasn't even a goal that you wanted to do anyway. It was a goal that someone else put on you from, fucking school or whatever. Your parents telling you need to study for a fucking thing, right? Like, it has to be a goal that comes from you. It has to come from within. When something comes from the outside, it only can take on so much power. But if it's something that you yourself want to do, not something that you're telling yourself you want to do, it's something that you truly want to do that comes from you. Like, I've said this so many times in this video, it has to come from you. It really does. And if it doesn't come from you, you're not going to want it bad enough. And if it does come from you and you're still struggling, you just got to spend more time thinking about it. Think about life without it. Think about life with it. Think about life without the physique or life with the physique. Same thing. Life without wealth, life with wealth. And if you want to do these things for your future family, imagine what your future family would look like if you failed. Imagine your future family if you failed to, make your business work and you ended up working some shitty minimum wage job and you weren't able to afford that nice house at the nice place. Imagine that. Let that scare you a little. Let that make you worried and think, fuck, okay, I gotta lock in. And then write that shit down here. Write that down on this sheet of paper. And then when you don't feel like working on your thing, when you feel like doing the bad habits instead, go and read that sheet of paper and read something saying, imagine your kid saying, gee, I'm so glad dad fucking jerked off every day. I'm so glad dad spent hours and hours watching fucking porn and playing video games. Man, your kid's never going to fucking say that. What he's going to say is he's going to say, I'm happy my dad spent hours and hours in his youth working on this thing and I get to live a fucking great life. The kid's going to be safe. Your wife is going to be fucking, she won't have to worry about going to work because, man, I was thinking about this earlier. Women have a lot to deal with, in terms of periods and birthing and all that kind of stuff. They have a lot to deal with. If you're able to, take away the worry of work from your woman, that's a huge gift. So just think about that. Have that written down in your thing. And let that motivate you like no other. And if it doesn't hit hard enough, just keep thinking about it. That's about it. See you in the next one. Subscribe if you like this stuff.